Namaste. So this is the second Happy Man Gear Show. So we kind of left out one item I'd like to mention on the last one about clothes. I always have in my pack these very lightweight waterproof pants. These are very convenient if we get a little rain, or it's extremely windy, to put these over top of your other pants to block the wind. It can add a lot of warmth. So if you get caught out with rain or wind or whatever, they're there. They weigh almost nothing, very, very small. I just carry them in the bottom of my pack, and they don't come out very often, but when they do, it's happy to be there. Okay, so let's talk about shoes. I'm going to show you two pairs of shoes. These are by La Sportiva. They're called the TXS. Like I say, there's many shoes. What fits your foot best is the best shoe. They're very stiff, but at the same time, not too stiff. You don't want them too stiff, and you don't want them too soft. And these are Gore-Tex membrane inside, so they're waterproof. They have a very good sole. It's very sticky, so it has a very good grip. And they're relatively warm. So down to -8, 10, I'll use these. And of course, they're good for summer hiking and whatever. They're not insulated. Very sturdy, give you a good support for your ankle, etc. And they're comfortable. But if the best shoe in the world is not comfortable, it's not a good shoe. So you gotta try shoes on, make sure they fit your feet. Okay, when it gets below 10 or 12, that's pushing those shoes. It's not really convenient. So I have these. These are insulated with Insulate. They're from Solomon. And so that's my go-to when it's really cold. Where we are now, we don't get that very often. A lot of people never see mountain temperatures that cold, but it depends on where you are. So anyway, that's a recommendation. Insulated shoes when it's really cold, because cold feet are not fun, and it can be dangerous if it gets too cold. Okay, continuing with the feet idea. These are called Crampons. They're trail crampons or hiking crampons. They go over your shoe, either pair that I just showed you, and they have these spikes on the bottom, because very often in the mountains you're going to encounter ice or very difficult snow. Slipping around on steep terrain is very energy draining, and it's also can be very dangerous. So we wear these all the time. I'm never without these. I carry them every hike in the winter, and I wear them most hikes, because even though you could make it without them, it just makes life much easier. And I have another pair of bigger crampons like you see in ice climbing, but for what we're doing, they're very, very rarely used. Okay, we get a lot of early starts. Sometimes our journey is going to be so long, it's going to take us 12 hours sometimes or more, so we have to start in the dark. So you need a good headlamp, and also if something happens out there or it takes longer than you expected, you might be coming home in the dark. So a good headlamp is very nice. And this one is from Petzl. They're a well-known company for making headlamps. And it has different settings. It has a low setting, medium setting, high setting, and the battery is rechargeable, so you don't have to keep buying batteries. Just come home from your hike, plug it in, and it's ready to go the next time. That's always in my pack, see? And then the way it is in midwinter here, it's almost on my head every morning when we start. Okay, a little bit of more information about clothing. Hands are very important. You need to keep them warm. On those very cold days, I use mittens. Mittens are always warmer than gloves. See? Had these mittens for like 23 years or something. Still going well. They've got a Primaloft insert in them. Back to Primaloft. On the days when it's not so cold, or I know it's going to be variable, I might start with the mittens. And then I have these gloves, which are also quite warm. And these are waterproof as well. You know, there's a membrane in here, so you don't want wet hands. Even in snow, many times you'll be finding that your hands get wet with a non-waterproof glove. Again, no. So get a waterproof, breathable, waterproof, good glove. Don't buy some cheap stuff. It says it's breathable and waterproof, but it's not. It's like wearing a plastic bag. Then your hands get wet, they get sweaty, and, you know, that's not comfortable, and pretty soon they'll start smelling very bad. And then, of course, I have another pair of gloves that are even thinner for the days it's not so cold. Like today, I would wear these. We want to hike on Tuesday, and this is all I took because I knew the day was going to be a relatively warm day. And these are waterproof. Again, insulation from Jack Wolfskin, and very versatile. I've had these for 5 years, worn them hundreds and hundreds of days, and still going strong. Okay, now, hiking pole. This is an option you can choose. I recommend an adjustable pole. Most of them are. This one is carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is lighter, stronger than aluminum, and it's adjustable. You can adjust it however you need to get the right length. Then it folds up very small, so you can put it on your pack with no problem. It has, this tip is for if you're in a lot of rocks. It's good to use this. If it's snow and ice or even dirt, I use it without that. Got a sharp point, got a good purchase on the ground. And it comes with, this is called a basket. These come off, this right here. So if it's not much snow, I'll use this. This is to keep the pole from going all the way down. In summer and so on, I take baskets off completely and just use it without that. But when there's snow, this is very beneficial because your pole will just go too far down. And when it's deeper snow or softer snow, then a bigger basket, see? Keeps a little resistance on the stick so it doesn't just disappear into the snow. Adjust them to your height so your arm is comfortable. You don't want them so high your arm is up like this. Here or a little lower, make it comfortable for yourself. You know, do a little experimentation, see what works best for you. Here we have a couple of pads. These are very light. Just a little strap goes around so you can put it behind you like so. When you sit down, it's nice to have something soft and dry to sit on. You don't want to get wet on your bum. So when you sit down to have breakfast or lunch or have a rest, and here's another little fold-up pad, which also is very handy. Maybe you want a little bigger area. Use this as a place to put your food on, whatever. But they weigh nothing, fit in your pack easily, and very useful. I always carry at least one energy bar in case, we always carry food, but I always have a bar also in case, you know, you need a little more calories to get a little more energy. A good nutritious bar. Check the sugar content. No sugar is the best. The less sugar you have, the better off you are. I carry this Leatherman multi-tool. You never know what's going to come. You know, it's got different things. It's got pliers, it's got blades, it's got scissors, a little saw. You can find, you can fix many things, get out of many difficult situations by having this. You never know what's going to go down. And for water, this is a very nice item. It's a collapsible water bottle. See, so as you drink, then the bottle gets smaller in size, and you can just open this and the water will shoot out. Just shoot it in your mouth. Keeps it very convenient. And I also, on cold days, this is an insulated cup. I put some hot tea in here. It's a little trigger cup from Contigo. And you can easily, drink some warm beverage. Take this, take a thermos, take something warm, because warm drinks can also be life-saving in the mountains. So we always have that. And then on warmer days, summer and so on like this, I just have a water bottle, very easy to use. Flips up, this is from Nalgene. You can drink it with one hand, have it here, pull it out, drink, close it, put it back. You want to take enough water. Going out there without enough water, not a good idea. Drinking from streams is sketchy, There's Giardia and Cryptosporia and different little guys that live in the stream that you don't need in your intestines. So, always drink clean water. Some people go long distances and they use a filter, which is also good, but our hikes are usually just one day, although it may be a long day, so we just carry them like this. And just one other item I'll show you here. Shoes, even if they're Gore-Tex, waterproof, whatever, they need to be taken care of. So this is a shoe waterproofing spray that you can spray on your shoes, and it makes it so the water doesn't penetrate the fabric. We're vegetarians, of course, so we don't use anything with leather, So our shoes are, synthetic materials, and when you spray them, they don't absorb the water in the fabric, which adds weight and also makes them colder. So, very simple. Always carry sunscreen. The mountain sun is very intense. I use SPF, sun protection factor 50. I try to use one with zinc oxide in it. Some of them are quite toxic. This one is not, and it's got aloe vera in it, quite a good ingredient list. So, yeah, sunscreen, always. I put it on in the morning before I leave the house, and then I don't have to worry about it. And sunglasses, and one other thing here, lip balm. Protect your lips. Your lips can get very dry. Sun on your lips can cause them to get burned. Then you crack, you get sores. Not good. Lip balm prevents all that. Very simple. For the eye protection, in the mornings when it's dark, I still want to protect my eyes from wind, from cold. Also, a lot of times in the dark, if you're walking through a forest, you might unseeingly walk into a branch, can stick you in the eye. See, so I wear these clear lenses. They're very comfortable, cost cheap, like $12. I bought them, they're paintball glasses, so protect your eyes if you're playing paintball. But they work very good. And then, sun comes out, you need to protect your eyes. The sun off the snow is even worse. The UVA, UVB rays, very intense, can cause eye damage. So a good pair of sunglasses. See, it should be UVA, UVB protection. Fit good. You might have to pay a little money to get a good one. Cheap ones are not good. You see, I don't care what they say on the label. You don't get good glasses cheap. $5, $10, $15 glasses are not going to do the job. You got to pay a little more money, but, your eyes are very valuable. You don't want to damage your eyes. Some people don't use them at all. That's a mistake, And the last item I'll show you is a very important item, the backpack. You got to carry all this stuff, right? What's not on your body is in your pack. So I like a pack that's got an outside pouch, although they're getting harder and harder to find, because I can put those cushions, for instance, right in here. I got them, and Then I have a few compartments. I got everything compartmentalized. I know where the sunglasses go here, and the headlamp and different things go here in the main compartment, other things. And I got side pockets for my water bottle. I got a stick from my last hike. Side pockets, I can just put this water bottle right in here. And then as I'm walking along, I can just reach in, pick it out, take a drink, put it back. That makes it very simple, and you'll drink a lot more water if you don't have to stop and take your whole pack off and dig out your water bottle. So, yeah, your pack should be big enough to carry what you need. So a little tiny pack will mean you'll have to leave some things home that might be necessary to have with you in case of emergencies or just to make it function. And, it should be comfortable. Good manufacturers make good packs. Osprey, Deuter, this is North Face. All North Face equipment is always high quality. So again, you're going to have to pay a little money for good gear, but this pack is years old and it's still going strong. It's been around the world about 100 times. And you say, well, this stuff's so expensive, but it lasts a long time. Like I say, this jacket's several years old. I wear it every day. All these things, gloves, whatever, poles, they last if you take care of them. So those shoes, those insulated boots, they're probably 10 years old or more. See, and they're still, I've wore them, many, many times in the winters, and they're still great. So that's kind of the idea. It's an item which many people do not take with them, but it can be very valuable. It's a first aid kit. See, so in here I carry, some different bandages. You could get caught out there very easily. I have different things, like if somehow your shoes cause a blister, I have things to put on your heels, like this, to keep you from getting crippled by a blister. Of course, we have antiseptic, so if you do get caught, you can sterilize the wound and then bandage it properly. So medical tape. There's actually in this kit, I've never used it, but there's a little saw. If you had to get trapped somewhere and you had to saw up some wood to start a fire, there's some fire starter in here. You don't know what's going to happen. It all looks good when you're at home, but you get out there and somebody falls down and breaks an ankle or twists an ankle, you get stuck. You got to stay there for quite a long period of time. You might even have to spend the night. The more things you've got to take care of those emergency situations, the better off you are. And it adds a little bit of weight, but, not much. That kit doesn't weigh much. So those are the basic things for the mountains. So remember, good synthetic merino wool, Primaloft, insulated garments, no cotton, good waterproof footwear, waterproof gloves that breathe, eye protection, head protection. You gotta be prepared for whatever. And I'm not saying I take all that every time I go. Like, we were on a hike Tuesday, and I knew it was going to be a warmer day. So I didn't take this jacket, but I took this jacket and the vest. And that was my coverings. And I took this shirt that I'm wearing. See, I didn't take those heavier shirts because I knew I didn't need them. So check the weather. Make sure you know what you're doing. If it says it's going to rain, take rain gear. I always have these in my pack. And hey, you'll be fine. You'll have a good time. But if you're out there on a bummer, suffering, it's too hot, it's too cold, I'm wet, I'm miserable, you're not going to go. You're not going to have a good time. You say, I don't hate the mountains. I hate winter. Winter's amazing. If you got the right gear, winter is so good. But many people hate winter. I only go to the mountains in the summer. See, they miss it. So that's it for now. Thank you so much. Have a good time in the mountains. Join us on Happy Man.